And when mainstream keeps you uncertain, they're going to keep you impulsive, and that's exactly where they want you to be. But everybody cares about it when price is up, but when price is down, they forget all about what ODL can do. They throw all the fundamentals out the window, and that's when you should be paying attention to the fundamentals more than ever. In quotes, the launch of this corridor is just the start. What is up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. You're going to want to stick around for this one. First things first, we are on fiatleak.com. XRP is at 71 cents. We got a nice push today, up 12% on the day, and I can already see the sentiment throughout crypto Twitter and YouTube. The sentiment is higher. People's faith is maybe a little restored. I know many people are still waiting for the big move for XRP, myself included, but this is what we are looking for: signs of life. And I'm speaking from experience here. If your emotions are too tied to the price of the asset, you're going to have a bad time. This market is extremely volatile. It's designed to make a normal person go mad. And so my personal advice, not financial advice of course, is that you have to keep that same level of conviction with your specific assets, whatever you hold out there. I have the same conviction and belief in XRP's long-term price performance at 20 cents or 15 cents, just as I do when it's at $2. It does not matter. It does not faze me. And that is a common denominator we see in many successful investors. If you're a long-term investor, act like one. If you say you're a long-term investor, or you're here for the tech, or you're here for mass adoption, why are you complaining about 10%, 20% swings? And I was goofing around here, and then I'll go over the charts, and I want to go over an on-demand liquidity patent. If you cannot stand 20 to 50% price swings, do not get involved with crypto. It takes a special kind of mind to be able to handle this madness, and we're all mad here. First things first, I have to show this on-demand liquidity patent for XRP usage. I did a dedicated video on this back in March, and you know, everybody cares about it when price is up, but when price is down, they forget all about what ODL can do. They throw all the fundamentals out the window, and that's when you should be paying attention to the fundamentals more than ever. Most people are just distracted by current price. They leave when it's down, and they come back when it goes up. Me, I'm focused, I'm consistent. There's no secret to success besides consistency each and every day. And then that compounds, and then you get a lot of work done, you make a lot of progress, and people go, wow, must be nice. You're lucky. No, there's no secret to success. There's no shortcut. It's just daily work and chipping away. So anybody can do it, but not everybody is willing to do it. So people honestly think there are no plans for on-demand liquidity to be mainstream for XRP usage? Guys, we just had an announcement today. It's obvious XRP will be mass adopted. Right here, friendly reminder, do not forget about the patents for XRP specifically and on-demand liquidity from this year. It only takes a single piece of news or a single candle to change our fickle minds in this space. And I do have the patent linked right there as well. And you can see 2021. Network computing system implementing on-demand liquidity for cross-medium transaction services. The patent grant is currently assigned to Ripple Labs. Ripple Labs Inc. We have some recognizable names right here, such as Warren Paul Anderson. And of course, just as FlashFX has been sharing that they're building on-demand liquidity corridors, even if the price is down. The XRP ledger will be mass adopted. They are building when prices are down. It does not matter. They build through the bear market. They build through the bull. We have a variety of announcements. So Ripple announces a new ODL corridor in Japan, making it possible to instantly convert XRP to the Philippine peso from the Japanese yen. Remember all the XRP we were talking about on the move, and we showed Sbibc and Crypto Addy did point it out, saying that liquidity was rising, or at least some XRP was on the move? Well, here you go. There's a method to the madness, and there's a lot of great researchers in this community. This ODL corridor is between Japan and the Philippines. The Philippine crypto exchange will be CoinsPH as its partner. And XRP is the bridge currency. The key is right here. Eliminates pre-funding. Eliminates pre-funding, guys. Whether it's Swift or all these competitors that we say, or even these other competitors that still use tokens or just messaging, they're not doing settlements. Please understand, XRP ticks off all the boxes. There's no pre-funding. There's no counterparty risk. There's typically better liquidity. There's 24/7, 365 capability to send. It's extremely efficient in terms of cost. There's no competition. It ticks off all the boxes. And I encourage you to go to galgatron.net if you want to read some of the smartest blogs in the world explaining this very topic. And then we have Sbibc Trade, essentially SBI's cryptocurrency trading subsidiary, providing the necessary infrastructure to respond to the remittance requests sent by SBI Remit. And what do they say here? Because people said, oh, but nothing's happening. Wait. SBI says it will continue to expand its partnership with Ripple. In quotes, the launch of this corridor is just the start. Pushing to the next frontier, it's just the start, blah, 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 beyond real-time payments in just the Philippines, but to other parts of the region as well. My bet? Malaysia. You can look at some of the currencies available right here, and boom, up 13%. And yes, don't be worried if this fluctuates and goes back down to 65 cents. Wicks are common, guys, but this is good that we're seeing this push, and I'll show you exactly why on the XRP price chart as well. You can see a variety of currencies, and this is just the beginning. Okay, so I posted this XRP price chart on July 22nd, so let's look at this. So on the far left, we have DAG, Constellation, API 3, Ramp, and then the XRP price chart at 59 cents. And all I have, and I'll keep it simple because it gets way more complicated than this, we're just looking at some of the volume in this 34 exponential moving average. And of course, DAG, this is data that I've been following for a long time. I didn't just pull it out of thin air to do a video. And we can see that we completely broke out of this cup, broke through that 786 retracement or 702, and completely blasted up. Well, I was following other data, and yes, some draw longer, some take days or even weeks compared to other assets. But this is the same end result in my opinion. This is not financial advice, but of course you saw API. See, Ramp was doing the same thing, showing signs of life, and then XRP. Now we're going to go to the current picture as well and show that we've essentially gotten that little push. And I know people are going to say, oh, it's a coincidence. This is because Bitcoin. No, I was on Patreon doing weekly live streams for my members and explaining that Bitcoin's going to go up. It's going to bounce. It's going to bounce. It has to retrace. It doesn't take a genius to see that. And it did. So right here, same concept. Coming through, cutting up. API 3 did in fact do that again, so we're just kind of waiting for the next breakthrough. Looks very similar to a structure on the micro to maybe QNT as well. And DAG and QNT move pretty closely together. There are some similarities. And then Ramp, of course, kind of getting signs of life rather than 17 cents. On the other chart, this was $3.20, and even DAG was at 14 cents last time I charted it. So good to see they're all getting that push up, and XRP was at 59 cents. And what did we do? We cut right up through. So please look at the similarities, and I did retweet this if you guys are curious. Update, I'll wait as long as it takes. They all draw at different paces, and that's something that most people that are really analytical won't be able to see. You have to allow your creative mind to take over, and this is just one of the things I'm looking at. And I'm aware it's very unorthodox for some of you older traditional people, and I don't go by the book. I write my own book. Also, guys, so this is my official Instagram, Kevin_Cage_official. Now, please be aware of scammers. I will not be messaging you on WhatsApp or Telegram or Twitter or Instagram trying to get you to join a course or click a link. Please, please, please be aware. Sometimes they'll change this an official to a 0 or this to a 1, and they're trying to scam people. So please, I just want to make the public service announcement. All of my social media links are available right on my YouTube channel, video description, the pinned comment. You can even see it right here. These are my only social media handles, guys. We have YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. I do not have any other Instagrams. Any other Instagram handle trying to message you is a scammer. Please be safe. Next up, who's this handsome fellow? So check this out. We have Joel Katz, aka David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple, getting a shout out from Standard Custody. And yes, Standard Custody is going to be huge. I know we've been saying it for a while. I know we've been saying PolySign's going to be big and we just have to wait for it. Well, feel free to wait for it because it will happen. Meet our all-star team. So David Schwartz leads the technology team alongside Arthur Brito. These two are both, essentially Arthur Brito and Jed were the creators of the XRP ledger. And we have these two people leading Standard Custody. The duo are some of the foremost cryptographers in the world and the original architects of the XRP ledger. Yet again, Arthur Brito, a ghost, never mentioned in the lawsuit either. This is just 1/100% of the tip of the iceberg on why I hold XRP. Go use that Wayback Machine to go find the XRP price calculator and play with the future valuations based off of daily volume. I think it'll make you excited and get you very, very interested in the future and understanding that we've shown all direct integrations and ties to some of the leading tech providers and market makers in the world. Meanwhile, the whales did it again, so they acquired 170,000 Bitcoin in the past 6 weeks. So yes, we topped out in May. Huge market crash, 50% plus for Bitcoin, and sometimes 80 to 90% for certain alts. And what happened again? Well, Ethereum, more was acquired than ever before, more XRP was acquired than ever before by the larger accounts, and the same thing can be said about Bitcoin. Institutions, they're not in a rush. They're not in a hurry to wait 3 months or 6 months to make $300 million. But the typical average Joe investor is in a rush to try to triple his money in a single week. That is why they fail. Just like Matthew LINY sharing, and of course, Swift did announce this with this new Swift Go, but it still needs pre-funded liquidity, so it's trapping value. There's still trillions of dollars afloat, trapped. It does not do anything. It does not solve the settlements layer of the correspondent banking network. It's a step in the right direction, but we're still not quite there. The service enables businesses and consumers to send low-value cross-border payments anywhere in the world within seconds with full transparency and strong security. But does it settle on the back end within seconds? Does it still require pre-funding? Yes. It's not a huge improvement. It sounds good on paper, but it does not solve the issue at hand. See other firms mentioned: XRP-powered Ripple, Jed McCaleb's Stellar XLM, and newly launched Algorand-powered 6 Clovers. Also, I know you guys have already heard about this, but I just wanted to put it out there. A huge announcement. So big day today, shared by Scott Chamberlain. We've published our white paper for Evernode, a layer 2 smart contract platform for the XRP ledger. Any dApp, any decentralized application for anyone forever. Permissionless, flexible, scalable, layer 2 smart contract network posed from the XRP ledger. Created by Scott Chamberlain and Richard Holland. Very, very cool, gentlemen. This white paper is roughly 10 pages, so I encourage you guys to check this out. Apparently, this article just keeps resurfacing like every other month. World Economic Forum, the 1% of the 1% outlines the speed of Cardano, XRP, Solana, CeeLo, Algorand, and Stellar. And of course, XRP boasts over 1,500 transactions per second. With different channels, it can also scale much higher. And it costs 0.0003 per transaction. And remember, a single drop, D-R-O-P, a drop of XRP, is 1/millionth of an XRP. As you can see here on xrpl.org, for example, 1 XRP is represented as 1 million drops. Just like Bitcoin has Satoshis. Just a subunit of the actual currency. Okay, I have to go over this in the next video. This is huge, so pay close attention to that one. Matthew LINY sharing this: Amazon to accept Bitcoin as payment by the end of 2021. Ethereum and Cardano are next in line. When XRP? A step in the right direction, guys. Lowering the barrier to entry. I know we went over and shared about those several thousand ATMs expanding at gas stations. I couldn't care less, but it does lower the barrier to entry and puts essentially cryptocurrency in the mainstream light. And that's all good and great, but of course we're waiting for something much, much bigger. We're waiting for not just the speculative bubbles, but utility to drive this market. So my advice, and not financial advice, is if you want to gamble, be my guest, but I'm not going to be gambling in this market. It's already volatile, it's already crazy enough and uncertain enough and exciting enough. I'm going to be sticking to, as the more money I make, consolidating into a smaller amount of projects, maybe 3 to 10 projects, 3 to 6 projects that are superstars, between the payment space, between the Oracle space, between layer 0 protocols, and try to do it's going to sound silly, but a micro diversification within this asset class. And yes, I still encourage real estate and maybe precious metals to hold value and stocks, but I'm still going to do this type of micro diversification within the cryptocurrency market for my own portfolio. And that's just my personal choice, because I believe long term, utility will drive this market. Speculation is still going to give us nice pumps in this market, but eventually that speculation and those speculative pumps will start going lower and lower and lower. And as this market increases, as this crypto market gets to $5 trillion, rather than just a 1.5 trillion, goes to 5 trillion, 10 trillion, maybe even 20 trillion or 100 trillion, the volatility and the opportunity will go down. So those of us that are here now are positioned to make the most of the future moves. Because I'm betting utility will drive this market much further in the future. And when you combine that with speculation, oh baby. Next up, shared by Cuervo XRP. So let me make sure I understand. Cryptocurrency as a national currency equals bad, but cryptocurrency as an inter or intra-bank payment and settlement equals good. Got it. Thanks, International Monetary Fund. Central Bank Digital Currency Policy Maker Toolkit, Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Well, they know what's happening. And this was back in January 2020. And yes, the market of crypto back in March, when it absolutely was obliterated, was under 200 million. And now the market has done well over a 5x. People don't know how the game is played. It's hard to see, but when you zoom out, really see what's happening. It's a huge transfer of wealth. This is the famous picture that XRP is part of, no surprise, because Ripple, Cardano, and only a few blockchain companies even speak at the World Economic Forum. And yes, Ripple does. Not surprised. JPM coin, that's an intranet. That's, intra settlement. XRP, again, is interbank settlement. Big money, guys. That is the long-term plan. developing liquidity with the low value corridors, and ramping up. And notice this is wholesale CBDC. We're not talking retail, you and me. This is for the big organizations. This is why I want to keep emphasizing trillions of dollars. Interledger protocol, XRP and the XRP ledger. A lot more integrated than people realize. Oh, referencing David Schwartz again, we're going to keep an eye on standard custody, guys. And if you have time, go to their website right now. They have a charter from the state of New York. They have Tim Keeney, who is the retired vice chairman, responsible for custodying 1/4, that's 25% of all global institutional assets. Here's the charter by New York State, qualified custodian, and 2 of the members and creators behind this would be Arthur Brito. Antoinette was also the chief compliance officer of Ripple, and of course David Schwartz. Next up, iTrustCapital engine has been added. Links are in the top of the video description if you were looking to have a Roth IRA or a 401k with some crypto exposure like myself. I have a Roth IRA with this platform, so all the gains in the future will be entirely tax-free. If it decides to go to $5 million plus, I can always liquidate that into US dollar and go back into a conservative index fund with maybe Vanguard or Fidelity. But right now, I really like the exposure in the cryptocurrency market for at least this decade. So links are in the top of the video description to get your first month free. They're adding a bunch of assets. And again, on Twitter, all services I actively use are in this pinned tweet, and I do try to retweet them from time to time as well. Had to share this by the Mark Hustle, a millionaire driving a Bugatti or a nice car, 20 million views. A millionaire showing you how to build a business to afford a Bugatti, 600 views. People do not want to be educated, they want to be entertained. People want to be constantly reassured that what they believe is right, rather than doing the work for themselves. So please consider this going forward, and I'm speaking to myself as well with this. DAG, Constellation, yet again, I am calling this asset to be easily a top 100 project soon enough. $1 billion market cap on the way. Notice there's still a lot of uncertainty in this market, so I know a lot of people are back and forth like, oh, well, what about all this Binance controversy going on? Now we have US officials still investigating Tether executives for bank fraud. You're getting all of this to confuse us even more. People don't know what to do. Should I be bullish on this market? Should I become bearish? And when mainstream keeps you uncertain, they're going to keep you impulsive, and that's exactly where they want you to be. So the best people in this market, they make a long-term plan and they stick to it. And that's what I do. I make a plan and I wait. I don't care if people think I'm an idiot for 3 months or 6 months. If that's what it takes to get another 10x, I'll do it. I'm used to looking stupid for long periods of time, and it always pays off. And then they call you lucky. Countries representing over 90% of global GDP are exploring CBDCs. Do you remember the global GDP number? And of course, we had Ben, CEO of Constellation, talking about DAG going after the trillions of dollars in global GDP. Something to consider. This is trillions of dollars, guys. So maybe those crazy predictions of saying the cryptocurrency market will go to 5 trillion or 10 trillion plus at some point is actually rather conservative. And of course, Goldman Sachs applies for DeFi ETF. What is new? Joins over a dozen crypto ETF exchange-traded fund applications sitting before the SEC. And here's the actual statement if you guys are curious. It was linked in that article. Okay, last but not least, guys, we have Kazakhstan, if I'm pronouncing that right, to reportedly allow banks to process crypto purchases. So we have crypto ATMs. We have a bunch of firms filing crypto ETFs. We have XRP expanding on-demand liquidity corridors and saying this is just the beginning throughout Southeast Asia. And you have a variety of countries focusing on allowing banks to process crypto transactions, aiming to enable local crypto businesses to provide crypto investment services legally. Talk about leveling the playing field. Wow. But anyways, I know XRP is still at 71 cents at the time of making this video, and don't be afraid if we do in fact come down a little bit. These are wicks, guys. Relax. You have to zoom out, focus on where we're at. We had a double bottom down here showing clear support, other signs of life and assets waking up. API 3 did that and then came back down. And now it's back in route. So this is an older picture. And let's see where it's at today. You see how these wicks are created? Do not sweat the small stuff. It is all small stuff. As always, guys, beware of scams as well. Links are in the video description, and I will catch you in the next one.